This is Tufas Boulder Lounge. It's the top-rated climbing gym in Philadelphia, and today I had a session at it. While I warm up, let me explain a little bit about the gym. This place operates on a scale in many different ways. Not only do the grades have ranges so that you're always guessing and trying things that could be harder than you think they are, but the pricing is also a range as well. Basically, if you're able to pay more, they hope that you do so that people who can't pay as much can still enjoy climbing. I think this is awesome, as it allows many people to try the sport that couldn't before, whether that be they didn't want to or they didn't want to commit. Whatever the case, it makes the sport more accessible and more people can enjoy the same sport that I love so much. All of these climbs that I'm warming up on are either V0 to 2s or V2 to 4s. They have a massive selection of holds that range in size, style, and shape. These holds here provided a little bit of complexity to the climb as they took a little bit of figuring out in order to find where to hold it best. In general, their route setting is very creative and provides challenges in many ways that my home gym just simply doesn't. They also have a proper slab wall with a negative angle, which is something that my home gym just lacks entirely. But besides that, they have a giant overhanging section with plenty of cave spots like this one. There were so many routes available, although one downside that I noticed was there weren't that many V2 to 4 climbs, at least not that I could find. And the ones that I did find, they seemed to be on the easier end, either V2 or V3. But that's just a small little critique that I have. They have many facilities available, including this weightlifting section. But now that my warm-up's over, let's move on to some of their competition style sets. This one in particular, I spent a lot of time on. I just could not land this dyno. And looking back on the footage now, I'm seeing that I am not generating momentum nearly as well as I should be. I definitely should be using my legs more and not have them bent. I don't know why I do that in every single attempt. If I just swung a little more, then I definitely would have gotten the height to catch that properly. Just goes to show how important it is to look at footage if you record yourself in order to improve at climbing. After a million failed attempts, I then went over to try some of the slab problems. This was also a nice set, and I got it on my second attempt. Like I said, I don't have access to a proper slab wall at my home gym or my local gym, so it's good to be able to practice these balancy things, and I was surprised that I got it so quickly. I then went on and attempted this other competition style dyno, but again I did not generate momentum nearly as well as I should have. I definitely should use my legs more. I also had a big problem with committing to the dyno. This was one of those that I felt like I was just going to destroy my shins if I missed, or hurt my ankle, which I sprained previously, on the impact. That second part is probably more of a mental block than an actual physical block. I then went over to the cave. I didn't spend too much time in the cave because I didn't want to wear myself out, as I wanted to try as many things as I could. I tried to problem solve this one a little bit, which I'm pretty sure was in the V4 to 6 range, but I didn't want to waste too much energy so that I wouldn't be able to try other things, and I ended up moving on after 1 or 2 attempts of trying to figure it out. And after all that failing, I then moved on to probably my favorite section of the gym, besides the boards obviously. It's this overhanging sort of prow area. I was able to complete 2 climbs that were a gray tag, which I think is a mystery grade, which is interesting. If these were graded like V6 or whatever, then I don't know if I would have tried them at this point in my session, but I gave them a go anyway. This yellow and purple one were definitely both very good sets, and they were very fun. I had to kind of fight through this yellow one more than I expected that I would. And this right here is a good move where you have to bump over and then stand and press into this undercling, which was a lot better than I thought it would feel. White monster. The purple one was definitely easier, but it provided complexity again with the bizarre hold. You had to really figure out where to grab each of the holds, and the top holds were definitely very deceiving in that they looked a lot better from the ground than they actually were. I then decided to move over to the training boards and the campus board, something that I don't have access to. Now, I do plan on building a campus board for myself in my home gym, but I don't have that yet, so I just wanted to see how I would do on one. I have never tried them, so of course I immediately attempt to do the 159, and then just some simple hops. I was able to do 1-4 and skip 2 rungs at a time, but I don't know if that's any good, and I could almost get the 5. But I didn't want to waste too much energy, and I instead hopped on to the tension board, or at least I tried to. This thing is very difficult. The feet for starting every climb were very glossy for being wood, and they were very slippery. I can definitely see why people like the tension board, but I just did not have the energy to learn how to climb on a new board, so I went over to the kilter board, which is definitely the most airbagged training board, but also very fun because of all the big moves. On the kilter board, I started looking at some 7Bs and 7B pluses, which are both V8s. I ended up working on this one, which was called Just a Day for a while, 7B plus, and I ended up getting it, which was a great end to my session. But funny enough, I couldn't get the 7B that I was working on before that. Now, as I break into a new grade here, I just wanted to say that I thought this gym was amazing, and I definitely want to come back if I'm ever in the area again. The setting, the staff, the features, and the people climbing there were all amazing and made for a fun session. If you can, I definitely recommend having a session at this place. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you next time. Peace.